Good evening and good afternoon and good morning. Let's put on the comments just to say hello to everyone, or how does this work? Let me see if I see the overlay there. I'm not entirely sure if it is displaying, but good evening. I'm in a good evening zone. It's 8 o'clock here. And then I see there are people that are a few hours ahead of me, a few hours just the morning has started. So hello to Rito there in Switzerland, Michael from Texas, Karsten is all the way from Germany. Hi, Tony. And Scott is from Bermuda Dunes. I think CA is California, right? I'm very bad with this kind of stuff, but please forgive me for my ignorance. And then from Toronto, we have David Langley. Hi, Steve Ash from Eureka Springs. I love these names. You know, I know names in America only from true crime TV shows I watch. Forgive me for that. And I always see these little towns and places, and I'm very intrigued. Hopefully one day when I have the world to myself, I can make a trip and go and see all these smaller little places. Maureen. You're from upstate New York. Welcome, welcome. Andreas from Copenhagen in Denmark. Sure, now it's going quick. How many people we have? 44. Carl, also from Austin there in Texas, and then Archie from New Orleans. Okay, we have so many people joining us. Scott, no problem. Ken is from the Caribbean. Love it. And then Doug is from Ohio, and B, we have Vancouver, and we have more people joining us. Really great to see you. And I know for you guys over there in the Americas, Northern America and Southern America, it's still morning. You're probably having breakfast and having your coffee and your tea time now. Thank you for putting aside this time for joining us. For the people here in the middle, in my world, it's the middle. Apologies. It is nighttime. And then for the people on that side, the Australians and the Japan and China and that side of the world, you're probably fast asleep. And if any of you are awake over in India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, welcome. We always have a big group of people here. We have also New Mexico, and then Elizabeth from Munich in Germany. Great. Welcome, welcome. We are doing our webinar tonight, and I'm running solo. So it feels so weird always to do it solo. I'm so used to a little bit of banter back and forth and putting other people on the spot that by myself, it always feels a little bit weird. So I'm very grateful for the company we have here tonight. And we are looking at the Brizy AI Builder, which recently got the update to create multi-pages. And those of you who have used the Brizy AI Builder, you will know what we're talking about, but let's do a few housekeeping rules first. I anticipate that tonight is going to take us about 45 minutes because the amazing part of anything AI, it is so quick. You don't have to dive in too deep. There's not much explanation going on. So I'm going to show you what's there, and what is there is what is there. There are more things coming, and that I can promise you. I've seen them. I was in a meeting this morning. We talked about more features coming, and I'll mention one of them later on that's going to be rolling out within the next couple of days, couple of weeks, which is actually one that I had requested, and many other users on the forum have done so as well. Just looking at Sugarland, Texas. Wow. Hi, Jeff. Yes, Susie, as always, these webinars are recorded. They are not being streamed at the moment. So we don't have a YouTube crowd or a Facebook crowd here, but it's going to be uploaded to the platforms afterwards. So you're going to have more than enough time to watch it if you need to go out for another meeting, or the kids need to go to school for those of you working remotely, or it's finally bedtime. Will we get a okay, we'll talk about that. So we're going to do a quick demo site overview at the very beginning. I'm going to show you a page, a website that I just created before this started. I created it just now. And then we're going to go through the AI Builder. I'm going to show you how to create this multi-page website from scratch. And then we're going to just redo everything very quickly and talk about how you do that with Google My Business. And in between or near the end, I'll talk a little bit about the white label options for the AI Builder, as well as for bigger enterprises and agencies, the benefits of using the AI Builder. A lot of webinars nowadays always start with the rhetoric, you know, is AI going to replace you? What is the benefits of AI? And I want to add my 2 cents here. First of all, and I'm just going to take the comments up before people start bashing me, and I have recorded that, but you're welcome to do so in the comments, and please go ahead, add your questions in the comments. I cannot guarantee that I'm going to answer any of them or complete all of them. The technical ones will go to the support team. Feature requests and future requests, I've already seen there are a couple of that, does not come to me. I'm not a developer. I'm a designer, I'm a builder, that's the kind of thing I do, but we'll pass all of that along. And if there are any that's the future requests I've talked about, but we'll cover as much as we can. So we are 66 strong now. I anticipated around this nice group to work with. So I was saying my 2 cents very quickly on this. And I think the first part I want to say is, for some people, AI will not fly. As simple as that. I didn't embrace ChatGPT when it came out. And then one day I tested it, and it's my life at this moment. Everything I do is Grok, ChatGPT, Meta, the works. I use all of them because I feel each one adds something to me. And then there's always the warnings. You have to remember, you have to go check. Of course, you have to go check. You have to rely on that. The benefit of my generation is we still know how to do research. We still know how to go and try and find the evidence, and then the AIs can help us. That is the benefit. When it comes to design, even myself, I'm still very skeptical about what AI can do. I often play around with image generation and video generation as well, because I do a lot of that as well. And it's hit and miss all the time. Sometimes I get so frustrated, I want to just throw the whole thing out. And then I give a prompt, and the next moment I'm super satisfied. So we are in this transitional phase where things are just keeping better and better and better. And for those of you who use the Brizy AI Builder at the very beginning, you will already have seen those improvements happening. So my point is, when it comes to AI Builder, try it. I will always tell people, just go ahead and try it. Look at the technology, get amazed at the fact that 4 years ago, 2 years ago, you didn't expect this would be possible. You can also look at what the competition is doing and other platforms that are available on the market, what they are doing. And of course, we're also striving towards implementing more and more of those features that we are getting through requests. So AI Builder, you're going to see there are people that love it. There are people going to say absolutely no. They're going to criticize it all the way. I would say just try it. And if you feel it's never going to work for you, then let it go. You can come back again after a year or two and try it again. But we are very proud of where the Brizy AI Builder has been going. At the beginning of the year, Dimi did do a update on what can be expected throughout the year. And you can go also check on all those ideas for what the AI Builder is going to include. So one thing for people joining tonight, there is a webinar special for tonight. I just want to see is there a slide 3? Yes, but this is only for the Brizy white label plan. So I'll speak a little bit about white label later on. For those of you who are interested in trying the white label, if you've got a bigger agency or you are interested in doing such a thing, this is a great opportunity to try it. And I add the support team email there at the bottom. You're going to receive an email after this webinar with the video recording, with all the details. And what that will allow you to do is understand more about what is white label. Many people actually, they hear the word white label, they don't know whether it's useful for them. Sometimes you just have to also try that out and see how it works. The AI Builder comes with a white label, so it can really help you also when you are working with your clients. That is a discount for the first 3 months. It's available only for 2 days, today and tomorrow, and that is the promo code. If you're not sure, please go ahead and contact the support team. Right, so I checked quickly there a few things. I managed to be the first to ask a question, but I was just ignored. Jim, you asked questions about adding bling, nothing to do with this webinar. You're not being ignored. You're being sidelined for the moment, and then later I will get back to you. We will do maybe a few questions at the very end. Don't feel left out, buddy. We are here. Yes, a Q&A usually at the end. That's Veronica, and Veronica is from our marketing team. She is there, so don't worry about that. I see I'm being watched. Big Brother is watching. Okay, I see there are many questions here related to technical parts as well as previous, like I see for AppSumo deals, etc. Again, these are things that we've covered. You can also go and check out on the website. I'll try and see what I can answer. Our marketing team will also see what they can help you with there. So let's jump on. Let me go back here. Can you hear me now? No sound. How about now? Yes. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I was actually saying the software, not the software, the streaming platform we are used has changed a few things, and I'm just using new of the features, and with that, I lost the sound. So let me restart all of that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to stage this part, this one. Let me just quickly close here. This is how things always go. Right, so remove this one, and then we are going to add to our stage, and this is this one. Okay, great, good. Veronica, if I lose the sound again, please let me know. Thank you very much for that. Okay, let me go back here, and this is where I started, and I gave an excellent presentation, so I'm going to try and do it again. This is the website that I created literally 10 minutes before this webinar, and I decided to do it in this way so that we can see how easy it is and how you can get on point with what you are trying to present. But at the same time, you're going to always have that kind of feeling that a few things can be changed. And that is the wonderful synergy between the AI Builder and then Go Brizy Builder. I created, this is a web design page or a website I've created. It's a multi-page, and I gave it this long name here at the top, JP Demo Site 2505. And you can see we have multi-pages here. I'll quickly just click through them so that you can also see that the other pages are created, and this is a multi-page website. And then after I've shown you all of this, we are going to see how we can create it. Now, the important thing I think here is that what you want to achieve with the AI Builder is that starting block, that first of all, you are on point with the topic you want to bring across, the business that you are running. And the other thing that you want is a great layout with good colors and all the structure and sections that you need within it. If I go back to the home page, this is a very good example of what you would expect on a home page. You have you here a section, then you have a little bit of a featured section here, more about your business. You've got links to the rest of your page, and then you've got your testimonials at the bottom. You also have then more about the contact section. You have a map here as well. And you can bring in a contact section as well, but you've seen we also have a contact one over here. After I've created this, I opened it in Brizy and I saved it here, and I can do all of that editing right there. And then I can start changing out all the stuff that I need to change up. That is a 5-minute time or 5-minute period that I've spent on something that, well, it's always difficult to say because some people can do this within an hour, some people take a day, some people take a little bit longer. To just get this framework ready, you have saved so much time in doing something in 5 minutes. And let's go and do that now. First of all, 2 places that you can access the AI Builder. The first one is through a dedicated URL, ai.brizy.io. The second one, and I prefer this one, and the reason for that one is you log in first and into your Brizy dashboard so you know that you are logged in and that you are working directly between the AI Builder and the Brizy Builder. So I'll go to create a new project, and this is where we start. We click on create, and then we have from scratch, generate with AI, and start with a template, and we click on generate with AI. And you can see now in the URL in the top left-hand corner, it says ai.brizy.io. This is the direct link that you can also use. There are 2 ways that you can create a new website with the AI Builder. The first one I refer to as manual, where we're going to do everything step by step. And the second one is where you're just going to tell AI, this is my business on Google. You go ahead and go crazy. And that is much faster, of course, than the manual one. Let's do the manual one first, because this will give you an idea of what the AI Builder is doing in the back, what it's looking at, and what it's using to create your site. So let's create here. The first thing you're going to do is enter a site name, and I'm going to call this JP's Live Demo. And as I do this, you will see that there are maybe some options at Google Business, but in this case, it's going to say nothing found on Google Business. and I don't want to use Google Business here, all I need to do is click here on the return, or you can hit return enter on your keyboard. Also note that we have all these languages over here, and we've recently added Serbian and Finnish, and this list is growing. As we have bigger agencies that need this to their disposal, we are happy to accommodate. So if you are running a big agency in the enterprise and you have many clients in a specific language and you don't find it here, then again, you reach out to us, we can work with that, we can make this happen for you. What happens if you choose the language here is that this language is going to generate this new website in this target language. If I select French, I'm going to get a French website. But wait a minute, what if you are French and you want actually the AI builder to be in French? And that happens here in the bottom right corner. So very, very likely down there in the bottom right. You will see it says language, and all the languages again appear over here. And you can choose. I'm not going to switch around now. I'm too scared what's going to happen if I can't get it back. But there you can set up the interface, make it easy for you to use. And again, this is something that's going to be really useful if you are using this for your clients, especially in a white label setup, and you want to present it to them in a language, and they're not necessarily going to understand English, or they will be more comfortable in their own language. Let's move to the next step. You see here, it says offer some ideas. Okay, so if you're just brainstorming, you may go ahead and click on offer some ideas, and then you can enter some stuff there, and Apex Works, Harmonia, these are names. This will be great if you are creating websites for clients. You just want to give them examples. Then you go ahead and you just get some ideas. You can click suggest others. I'll go back to input, and I'm going to use JB's live demo. Next step, finally. So now we get to the industry. There is a set list that is currently available. This is again something that if you work in a specific sector and you think you would like to see more of that, let us know. We are very responsive when it comes to the AI builder to what the clients need, because this is a product that we're actually developing far more in what we are getting feedback to. So when people tell us, I'm using the AI builder for this, I need more of this, we try and see if we can work that in. Let's go ahead with makeup artist. Okay, so makeup artists, or they call them MAUs, MUAs, makeup artists. These are the people on the TV sets. They create all the makeup and make you look pretty. Next step. This is where you now add more details that the AI can use to add onto your site, specifically where it will say something about your business, or in your contact section, it will add this phone number and this email. You note, though, that this is optional. I usually leave this open unless I have something very, very specific that I do want to put here and see how it will look. Let's leave it open for now, but you can go ahead, go crazy, add something there. And that's it. Now we're going to say build website. And this will take us through a little bit of thinking here. And depending on the complexity of your website, as well as the images that are being loaded, this can take a few seconds, and you can see this one went fairly quickly. In the past, we got one page here, and that was it. It was a landing page. I actually love the landing page idea. I'm a big user and supporter of a one-page website, especially for smaller businesses. Actually, I'm actually a bigger supporter of the one-page business in recent years for smaller businesses, particularly when it comes to mobile devices, because people just don't like navigation on mobile devices. So if you can give them everything that they need to know on one page, it's going to be useful for you as well. The more complex your business is, or if you have a shop, you definitely need those extra pages. So let's first see that, or let's first decide that you only want a one-pager. You don't want a multi-page. You just want to have a landing page. You're not interested in having the about and the services and all of that. And the good news is it is actually just a landing page. To save on resources, the AI builder only generates the home page. So let's have a look at this home page, aka the landing page. We have a hero section at the top, and the AI is doing its best to bring in colors and images as well as fonts that will relate to a MUA, a makeup artist. So we have blue for a darker feeling, more professional. We have the pink that brings that makeup feeling. And then you can see the images are all about makeup. Then we have, you go through it, we have our testimonial. And I told you, as you go through it, you're going to see the same sections repeat over and over because this is the standard. This is what is expected. But few of us are ever happy on the first try with what we get. I've had a few cases where I've had an AI generation and it worked perfectly for me. Before we talk about that, I want to go back to the landing page and the multi-pages. Currently, there is actually only one page here. These 4 pages at the top, they do not exist. If I were to select here at the bottom, edit and publish with Brizy, and we go into the builder, you're going to find there's only one page. And the reason for that is, I mentioned, we are trying to save on resources. If you don't need those additional pages, we don't want to generate them, cut down a little bit on that. However, if you do need those pages, it's very easy to bring them in. All you have to do is to click on any of these and it will generate that page just like it generated this home page. Before we do that, let's look at what we can do on this page. In the bottom right corner, there is this option for regeneration. You can start your regeneration from fresh. If this thing doesn't blow your mind and you think, no, this is not what I had in mind at all, click on Start New and the AI will try and give you a different view of how this page can look. If you like what it's got or given you, but there are a few other things that you're not happy with, you have the option to make changes just to the titles and text, to the images, typography, and colors. When we are working with the multi-pages, just note that typography and colors will affect the global setting. This is not just localized to a page, it will be global, the typography and the colors. But the titles, the images, that will be only to this page. So if I want to change the images, I select images, and our friend, the AI builder, is going to bring the AI builder in again. It will go through this same process, and we get different images, but still related. And I think actually these images are better. The previous images were too much the same. Right, then we have 2 other features on this page that we can make changes. Let's say I go here to Bridal Glam. I'm not too happy with this title. I think I can get something different. Just click on the element and select Regenerate. And it's going to just regenerate this element like live makeup demonstrations. Let's go for an image. Click on the image, regenerate, and I can just regenerate this image. The second way is you can regenerate an entire section. Let's find a section like this testimonial. I think this is a testimonial. You can see we have regeneration for the section, titles and text and images. Let's go for titles and text. And kind of expected that. Let's see what we have here for this contact form. I'm pushing it. I know I shouldn't be trying these things while we're live on the webinar, but I want to see titles and text. Let's go ahead and click on regenerate. Let's see, images. Images, I don't even see the images. So for the contact form, it's not going to do the titles and text because this information here, that's important. I remember Dimi showing me this, is that this is coming from that information that you added in your business section. So it's not going to make changes to it. This information is locked in. But now you've created the page, you are happy with the images, you're happy with everything here. Of course, once we go into the builder, you can make all those other changes and you have more control over the images. One thing I want to note here about an upcoming feature that will roll out in the next few days is an undo and redo option. When I first tested this on page, like this one here, live makeup demonstration, I clicked on regenerate. And then after it regenerated, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I think I liked the previous title better, but I couldn't go back. This is basically done, and it will roll out soon so that you can regenerate, and you will be able to undo, and even redo. So for those of you that have also requested this, rejoice, it's going to be there just around the corner. Now we have created this one page. Let's go ahead and create the other pages. At the top, we have our menu with the additional 4 pages. And for this current reiteration of the build, it's always going to generate these 4 additional pages: your about, your services, and then depending on the kind of business, maybe reviews, and then a contact page. If you want an about page, select it, and then the same magic of the AI builder is going to happen. It's going to open up the AI builder again, and now it's going to build out the About Us page. So in this current format, you cannot tell the AI builder in advance, I want 5 pages, and it will just generate the 5 pages for you. You have to go in and on each of them independently, individually select them and generate it. What is going to be consistent is the style, because you're keeping the fonts the same and you're keeping the color scheme the same. But again, look at this About Us page. For a starting block, I really cannot fault with it. I'll definitely maybe make some changes to this contact area here. I'm not too crazy about the green here, but that I will do within the builder. Look at the nice little slide section over here. I cannot find fault with a starting block for this About Us page. Then let's click on services. This will create now for our makeup artist a services section. It goes through the same procedure. And there we go, footer elements, finishing up your page. Okay, good. And it's going to add some services here. Great. So you have, it's going to say contact us and a few things that we can change here. I think maybe in this case, I'm not too fond of the colors here. So I may go ahead and just say to regenerate the entire page here. As this is a demo, I want to continue. And what we're going to do is skip the reviews page. So take note that I do not click on the reviews section, but I'll go ahead and click on the contact section. So what we have is we have the original landing page, and then we have the about page, then we have the services, and now I've clicked on contact. Ooh, this green is a little, the contrast here, not good. Like I say, hits and miss, and I totally expect that from an AI builder. I don't expect it to be perfect. What worries me more is when the stuff is really, really good, and we're moving towards that every day, every second, every minute. Every time I'm working with some of the AI features online, it scares me. I call my wife constantly and I say, look at what this thing just did here. And it's the same with the AI builder. As we're adding these new features, it just becomes such a great tool to enhance and speed up your workflow, especially if you are working with hundreds and more of customers that you just want to give them a demo or an idea of what can be done. Right. So we have created these 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. We did not click on the reviews. We did not create it. We've looked at the fact that you can regenerate sections. We've also looked at that you can click on these elements, and then when you click on them, you can regenerate them individually. We've also noted that certain things you cannot regenerate because it's tied into your business, like that phone number, the location, and maybe the title of the page. And if you have that desire to change everything, you can go ahead for typography and colors, which will affect all of your pages, but these other guys will only affect this page. One little feature overlooked here in the bottom is this one here that says share website. If you share this website, let's say with a colleague or a friend, someone who's co-developing with you, and you close your own website, this is basically a cloning link of the AI builder. I can share this website with someone else and they can open it, and then they can open it in Brizy Cloud and create a website for them. So you can create and set up the basics and share it. So just remember, this share website option is actually a very good one. If you want to keep the original version of this, you click keep it, and then you can again load it later and open it as a new project within Brizy Cloud. That is my finding of this. But here we come to the end of the generation part, and then we'll go back soon to look at the Google business. But that is all you can do in terms of the AI generation. From here, we're going to say edit and publish with Brizy and then I'm going to show you where those multiple pages will appear. This is also the point where I recommend you log into Brizy Cloud actually before you start working with the AI Builder, because at this point it may ask you, you have to log in first. And I just think it's much easier if I am already logged in. It opens the homepage. Brilliant. We can rejoice, party all around. And you know how to work the Brizy Builder. From here on, now it's up to you to start changing out the text, changing out the images, bring in more contact, and a few changes you need to make. So let's talk about the multiple pages first. Go to the project settings, which is the CMS in the top left-hand corner, and pages will load by default. And you see the 4 pages appear here. And that 5th page, which was reviews, that does not appear here. So each page has been generated when we clicked on it. Those we didn't click, they were not generated. And you know how to edit from here. If I want to go ahead and edit the About Us page, I click here on this edit and it will open the page for me. What is important here is the menu here at the top. Let me see how this menu look currently. I'll go to our menu. I'll select the options, go to settings, and this is very strange. Why I don't see my menu options? Let's click on the item link. And here is your clue. This is actually a button group. So the AI Builder is creating a button group for you. It's not creating a menu for you, a menu item, a menu element. We have to create that ourselves. But we are pretty smart. We know how to do that. Let's first bring in a menu element. Go to Add Elements. Menu is over here. Why I can't? Here. Click, hold, and drag, and I'll drop it under the button element so we can work with the same block and the same column. And then there we have the option to create menu. Now we have to create a menu. Go to the CMS. Next tab here, Menus. And we quickly create this main menu. Go to main menu, click on create menu, call it my main menu, and click on the plus, and then select it to make sure that we are working with it. And then we select our 4 pages, add to menu. This is easy stuff. I love it. I feel very confident when I work with the easy stuff. And we put our contact at the bottom. Let me just move contact down again. Let's put service of the way. This contact, and I'll make services. There we go. That sometimes happens with the one at the bottom. You saw what I did. I brought the contact and it moved to the right. Okay, and I couldn't get it to go to the left again. Just drag it up and then drag it down. It's going to do it again. And then drag up the services. If you drag it up, it will keep the place. Sometimes that happens, especially when you try to do a webinar. It happens consistently. Now that we've created the menu, click on Save Our Changes. And I think this is one of the big questions that the support team often gets, or I see on the Facebook community as well. I've created the menu, nothing has happened on my page. And the reason for that is you do need to refresh the builder for this menu to propagate onto the page. So I've clicked on Save Changes. I'm a fanatical saver. I click on Save all the time. You have to also click here on Update in the bottom right corner on the first instance where you bring in this page or these web pages that you've created with the AI Builder. And now I'll go ahead and reload. And you can see we don't see anything here because the color scheme is all whacked. I'll just put it on white, and there the menu comes in. And now you have all that powerful styling that is very standard in the menu element. And we can change, what is this? Let's put it on something a little bit thinner. That's too thin. And I'm digressing because this has not got much to do with the AI Builder. But this is something very important that you have to take into consideration, that it doesn't currently create a menu for you. You need to go and create that menu yourself. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and delete this button group. Then also add the menu here at the bottom in your footer like you would do normally. While we are here, remember of a few other features that's also AI connected. We have the AI text generator, and I saw we had a question earlier about prompting feature requests. We'll take note of that. All your comments we will review after this webinar, and it will be sent to the relevant departments. If I jump on over also to the global styling, we have this colors section here, as well as the topography. And you can go ahead, if you want to change this, also regenerate this with the AI function if you want to play around with that as well. In future, and I know this may be months away from now, we do know it was discussed earlier in the year, the ability to have image generation within the builder. So just keep all of that in mind. These AI features are all coming. I want to just step back for a few seconds and just say, to get us to this point, I spoke for 20 minutes, but it's going to take you 3 minutes to get to this point. And now you have this layout that you can start working out. For me, one of the things that when I work with people is to convince them, hey, let's just quickly get a page there. Let's get some images there. Let's get some text there, and then we can make those changes. Many times, clients, they want to work on a section. Let's do this one. Let's do it in detail. And the problem with that is, in the end, they just see a section in isolation. They don't see the entire page, and they get very discouraged. If you can give people a page very, very quickly, this really helps you to build that up. Now, this one that we've created, let's just make sure that we've saved it. Your favorite shortcut key in the world, Control S, Command S, and then we exit from here, go to dashboard. This will give you a project name, and you will see mine already goes at project 141 on this account that I have here. So you have to go, and this one is called Makeup Artist AI. Just change the name immediately. Otherwise, you're going to end up with project numbers like I do here in the future. You'll have no cooking clue what they are all about. That is the manual way. The quickest way to work with the AI Builder is what we're going to do next, and that is going to be to use Google My Business if the business is on Google. Create new project. We go through the same procedure. Generate with AI. And now you enter the name of the business. Sometimes, or many times, if it's a very common business name, you will need to give it a little bit more information. The best is to give it the name of the town or the country, and Google does a pretty good business to that. Now, I'm sitting here in a town, beautiful little town in South Africa called Stellenbosch, and we just took my parents, my senior parents, for a meal the other day to a lovely steakhouse restaurant called The Fat Butcher. So let's see if I can find The Fat Butcher here. They already have their website, but I'm just going to use them as an example. And there it is, Van Riebeeck Street in Stellenbosch. But you can see there's Fat Butcher all over the world. It knows, because this is what Google and the rest of the world, or the rest of the internet does, it knows I'm probably in South Africa. I'm probably close to this one. So the highest return I'm going to get is this one here. This is going to be my priority return. If this is not what you're looking for, give it a little bit more information and search for that business name. Now that I find it, all I do is click on it. What the AI Builder will do now is it will go into everything it can find on Google My Business about the Fat Butcher. This will include reviews that people have posted. This will include photos that the business has posted, as well as clients, and any other information, maybe even like office hours and contact information. Now, I don't have to choose the industry. I don't have to choose the business details. I just have to go ahead lazily and click here on Build Your Website. And then we go through the exact same procedure like we did with the manual procedure earlier. We're first going to get our landing page, and then we can create multiple pages from that if we need that for our website. I actually want to talk about the multiple pages and how to use the templates and the pre-made blocks as well, but let's quickly finish one thing first before we get to that point, and then we can squeeze in a few questions and see, oh, this is very nice, but it's a little too purpley for me. Oh, that bone marrow, I know if you don't eat meat, this is probably difficult to look at. I should have chosen something different, but this is what the Fat Butcher is about. And I think this is where things become very important. Look at this nice section it has created over here. And this is probably done with a tabs element. We can go and check once we go into the builder. These are real reviews that it's taken from Google, and these are real people and their images. So you really get all of that information quickly, and you can surprise your client by, hey, I got this. Like, hey, where did you get this? This is points for you. If you want to regenerate, you can do that, but just remember, this is still going to take it from Google. If there isn't much, it's not going to give you much more than that. And there you see, it even shows you the map. All of this is 100% what it got from Google My Business. If you want to create more pages, you know how to do that. You select the pages up here that you want to create. You can see here the contact us is set differently. And that means, again, that when we go into the builder, you will have to create those menus and set up the menu and the header to your style, as well as bring in the icon and the logo for this business. I'm not going to regenerate. Let's regenerate the colors at a minimum. I think purple for butchery is a little too much. Something darker, something maybe more orange. Let's see if the AI can hear me. Okay, no. But here we are. Let's go ahead and click on edit and publish with Brizy, because that is it. We're done. If you created more pages, those pages will be there as well. Now, you are not restricted to saying these are the only pages that I can ever, forever and ever use. You may actually use this AI builder to generate pages for an existing website you already have. So don't let the project confine you. And this is the beautiful thing that I think many people often miss about the free unlimited sites within Brizy Cloud. You can go ahead, you can design and design and design. And if you say, okay, I have this page here, I tweak it, but now I want to actually use it on my actual website I created with the AI builder, but how do I incorporate these two? Then you go ahead here in the bottom and you click on Save Layout. And this is going to save it to your layouts within your block library. Let's just go ahead. And then if you open another project and you open your block library and you go to Save, you will select your layouts over here. And you can already see these layouts that I've created previously. They are here. And this way you easily import it into your other sites. And this immediately also open up that possibility of syncing with your WordPress sites where you are using Brizy. So though the AI builder is currently only for Brizy Cloud, you can still do a lot if you have these two platforms and you can sync between that. So don't let that limit you. The same thing goes in the reverse. You can bring in other content here. If I want to bring in a pre-made block over here, I can go to my blocks. Let's say I want to bring in a call to action. Let's make it dark. And this one over here. And this, again, now is the beautiful part about global styling, is that our colors and our fonts are uniform across the site, and these pre-made blocks bring that in. And then maybe if I don't like this background, I can just go ahead and change that and change also the rest. That's going to be a contrast problem. Okay, and that's how you build it. Same with templates. I used to do this, I'm talking about 10 years plus ago, when we had these themes that would bring in all these pages, and I would load the entire page, and I sometimes still do that, is you go to your layouts, and then you can load from your layouts an entire page, and then you just delete those sections that you're not going to use. So if I go, and I know we're running over time, I'll import this layout and do not select replace global styling. If you select this one, your global styling is gone. But you can always undo. And it is actually still there within your global styling as a preset. So now I have all of this below. I can go to my reorder tabs here on the side and quickly just delete these guys that I don't want. So if I like this footer that is here at the bottom, and that's maybe the reason. Yes, this is the reason. I just decided that I want to use this one. I like this footer from this template. I'll go ahead and delete it. It would be great if we could have all of these sections from the templates as separate sections. I know this feature has been requested a lot as well. But this, like I said, don't restrict yourself. This is a great way to get this all going. So what we are currently looking at, and I think I'm going to switch back now to our, where are we? We are still here. I'm going to switch back and let's remove this. What we are currently have when it comes to the AI builder is everything I've shown you. There is no hidden features. There is no technical aspects in there that can blow your mind. There is nothing more to show you. What does happen is the future. And the first thing that's going to happen in the new future is the fact that we're going to have the undo and the redo functions. And then, of course, there is a lot still coming, more generation that's going to happen within the builder. And as we get the feedback from you as users, we're going to be able to know more about which areas to enhance. This is going to be baby steps and beginner steps all the way, because every day this world is just changing very, very quickly. Quick thing I want to say, just go back and then I will have a look at a number of the questions, is what I've shown you here is within the Brizy Builder. This is 100% a product for white label users. If you want to use your business name and you want to have your AI builder also branded with your business, it's totally incorporated. We tested a lot to make sure that some little things of Brizy doesn't creep in there. And this can be a really big value added service that you can provide within your framework and your platform to your customers by making this a white label product. If you are not interested in white label, and I was actually the other day explaining this to a friend of mine, what is white label? And I told him, you often find that there are two camps. You have a camp that is absolutely white label, no other way. And the other group says, I don't get it. But there are people who are not necessarily selling it as white label, and you may be just going as a big agency or enterprise. This product just saves so much time in helping people quickly get something out there. The speed and efficiency, what I just showed you, is at the heart of the AI Builder. And you can never see the AI Builder as standalone. The AI Builder is complemented by this other amazing product called the Brizy Builder. And I call it amazing. I work with a lot of builders. Even as I'm sitting here, I sometimes have to work with other builders. And when it comes to Brizy, what we refer to as the Brizy way, and often we discuss what is the Brizy way. The Brizy way is that thing where you have your cursor there and you work and you don't go to a side menu. You don't have to dive down again and again, and you don't have to wonder, where is this feature again? The moment you have everything on page, it is just so natural to work with it. And this is the thing that I've always loved about Brizy. And the AI Builder brings you to that point where it has saved you so much time, it has given you options, and especially if you have to do presentations for other people. This is a great way of doing it. I worked with someone recently who was working on a portfolio, and I told him, let's just quickly get something out there. And I asked the AI to build it. And they sat there like, is this now mine? I told them, yes. Now we're just going to the builder and we make a few changes. But when it comes also to something like AI Builder, it's the same like when you're using templates and pre-made sites. The biggest headache I get is when somebody who doesn't know how to use the builder uses something like an AI Builder or a template, and then they come for support. You also need to know how to work the builder, because in the end, you need to make those changes. So you're always going to be important. At this moment, no AI website can give you everything you need. That's kind of where we are now and a little bit of the future. I'm going to see if there are anything here. A replay will be available. Veronica, you are my star tonight. Thank you for sitting up with me. Veronica can do late nights. Actually, this is already my bedtime. No, I'm just joking. Or am I? So thank you very much for really helping with that. Let's see if there are any questions regarding this that we can work with. Okay, Ferdel Herbodo. Oh, excuse me for that one. But will the AI Builder generate an AI-generated image? Not yet. And we know this is where everything is going to. The AI Builder is currently using stock images, and it's also a feature that was recently added to the Brizy Cloud. That's still something in progress for the rest, is that you can actually bring in images now from Unsplash. So those images at this moment are stock images. Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe they would be brought in from Unsplash, maybe from Pexels as well. And the future for that will be AI image generation, definitely. I mean, you cannot say anymore it will not happen. So even though I haven't gotten approval from Bogdan or Dimi to say it, I can tell you it has to happen, definitely. Butchers on a diet, the vegan one. Okay, right. Let's see. Are you planning to add an example of automated post powered? Ooh, big one. So when it comes to posts and blog, Alberto, this is one of those things that even we're like, okay, this is a big feature, and this is something that will have to happen as well. We're not only talking now about posts. We may even be talking about your custom assets. And then, as Brizy Shops for Cloud is launching very soon, I can anticipate that this question will also come for Brizy Clouds as well. All of these, and often when these requests come in, they are not new. We hardly see a request that someone hasn't already highlighted, the community hasn't already shared, and they are on that list, and we are working through them. So I hope to see this one as well, because just having the blocks already generated and having them ready, it's a huge time saver, and it can really help you with the presentation of your website. I think I was saying this to someone the other day, if you want to go and showcase your portfolio, let the AI help you. And if you can help AI to generate a blog site for you, that's going to be just absolutely super. So Fernelli was the one who just asked the question, late from the Philippines. Philippines, you are 5 hours ahead of me, so it's way past midnight, but thanks for your time. Really appreciate that. The AI's recommendation, the pages, and then, okay, I see there's a lot of technical, they don't want to generate all the pages. Okay, good. You guys have answered many of these questions. Let's see what Dmitry Smirnov has said here. We'd greatly appreciate the ability to give the AI our own suggested web map and choosing the good one, right? So all of this, I think, is a matter of figuring out how these things work and then getting this feedback from you, and making sure that there is a place and a priority for it. The challenge will always be technical, but the need is there, and this is a very good one. So we're definitely passing all of these things along. Can you change the title prior to generation? Currently, no. And in fact, the demo that I had shown you, I wanted to regenerate the Contact Us section, and it didn't want to allow me to regenerate it for 2 reasons. It's not going to let me regenerate the Contact Us title because it's a Contact Us. The second thing is it's not going to let me regenerate that information because that is the information you add at the beginning in the business section. So if you want to change that, go into Brizy Builder, make the changes there. So of course, this is limiting at the moment, because if you want to share that link quickly with somebody and show them, hey, I've already created this, what do you think? You would have liked to have that control over there. So this is also something that is in discussion a lot. How much can we change within the AI Builder before we go into the Brizy Builder stage? And I can tell you, when the first iteration of the AI Builder came out, you couldn't regenerate on the page itself images or elements. And these are the questions, because usually before the product goes out, Bogdan and the marketing team, they will send the stuff to me. And I'm often that guy that I have to tell them, hey, I found a bug. And I'm often the guy that we have to go back and fix those things first. And this is often my questions with the development team that go, hey, can I do this? And can I do that? Because I don't want to miss something that is there and I don't know about it. And I remember at the beginning when I said, can I change individual elements on this page? And it was like, no, can't be done. And then later on, hey, yeah, we worked on it. It can be done. So just like this, can we change the title? All of these things are suggestions and ideas that help the team to think about it. And we look at how that can be implemented. So hopefully, let's have one more. Let's see. So the answer B, having the prompt would allow you to give the AI instructions on the mood and such as I use that in ChatGPT. So yeah, Scott, I agree with you. I understand what this conversation was about. For me, especially for those people who actually subscribe to pro versions of Perplexity and Claude, etc., a lot of these bots, they give you that power to create a mood, create a personality, and I'm a big user of that. So again, these are all features, all of them. When it comes to AI, I cannot see a product, a website product in the future, not having these things included. For example, I also do sideline photography, and I do videography, I do video production as well. And when you look at a company like Adobe, who's brought in a lot of AI products in the last few months, they have no choice. There's absolutely no choice. You then have a company like the DaVinci, which is a video editing program. They bring in AI, and Adobe has to jump very quickly. And you can see sometimes they are struggling because their product is the end builder, the Photoshop, Premiere Pro, all of that. Whereas somebody else is bringing in the AI. But the problem often with the person who bring in the AI, they don't give you the editing tools. But if you have paid attention online, these two are coming closer and closer and closer. The ability to edit AI-generated content is the next step. It's current, in motion. All of this are realities. It's not a matter of choice. Will we have it? It's a matter of when. But that would be so cool. And I think this is what Scott said about a mood board. Because we are designers, I guess, right? So I always tell people, remember, there's a difference between design and development. People come from different backgrounds. Some of us have different preferences to that. Let me just scroll down to the very bottom. Oh, also a photographer, right? Love Brizy. As always, is there any updates on Google Sheets or Airtable integration to use it? This has got nothing to do with AI, Nibinesh, but I'm going to answer you. The update is, yes, there is an update. It's still there. It's still there. There are many things happening. We always tell you this, but I can tell you I've seen it. There are working builds behind the scene. And I think if you just be patient, you're going to see more of this very, very soon. So this question, and I'll sidestep, or I'll step a little bit off the Brizy AI for a minute. This is all to do with Brizy Cloud, that in the future, your dynamic data you can upload from Google Sheets and Airtable, and this will dynamically update. So you don't even have to go and build out those fields. Of course, you will have to set up the fields in your custom assets at the very beginning, but then you just run it through that. Awesome. Also go and check out update recently. There are two new fancy features. The first one is that we've added a chart element. I've not done a video on that. We're going to push that one out soon. But you will have chart element. Go and check in your Brizy elements section. You're going to find there's a chart element. And the second one is we've brought hover on image element. So if you load an image element and you click on that image now, you're going to see there's a hover option from now on. So when people hover over the image, it's going to give them a different image. That was one I think we requested a while ago. And I'm very happy to see that one as well. So new things are rolling out. We are working, and I'm delayed on the update videos. So hopefully we'll have that out very soon there. Rochelle, thank you very much. She says, can't wait to see all the upcoming updates. I am more excited. Often when I get something, they will say, when you have time, do a video. Like, no. I got to do this video now. The community will be very excited. It was the example of the hover for the image elements. I know this has been a request long coming. So I know there are going to be so many people that I can hover over an image and bring in my own image. Great. Good. So we're going to wrap it up here. I just want to go back to our this one over here about our discount special. And before I do that, this is recorded. We will send it out. We'll also send out this information in the email, so you don't have to take a screenshot. But you have 2 days to act. If you are an agency, if you are an enterprise, and you work with large scale volumes, and you are considering trying this, and you want to know more about this, I urge you to reach out to our support team, because they will help you every step of the way. If there is migration questions, we've got solutions for that as well. Try the white label. That means you can brand it to your perfection, to what you want, and you can try it for the next 3 months at a 20% discount. There is the code. Right. The other questions that are here, we will work through it and we will get back to you guys. If there are any questions that we can answer, the other ideas and features, like I said, we will pass that on to our teams. And then is the discount just for new white label members? That's a good question, AJ. I think we'll also have to check that with the support team, but they will be able to help you with that. I guess it's new. I don't want to get your hopes up, so I'm going to rather keep your expectations very low, but there's no harm in asking. Great. Would be amazing. Okay, yeah. And here goes Dimitri. We are a development agency, so anything that can simplify the planning. Absolutely, Dimitri. And this is, and I just said we're going to say goodbye, but I think this is the cornerstone of what is driving the AI product for us, is to understand what it is that people need to get that mock-up as soon as possible out and how to build on it from there. So this is the kind of feedback that is really important and help the product grow. From my side here, thank you very much for your time. I love the smaller groups. It's very easy to focus on your questions. I know the bigger groups always mean like, oh, yeah, but I prefer this intimate group. And then we can show this to the world on YouTube and Facebook after this. So thank you for your time. Hope you have a great Thursday for those who are just starting their mornings. For those in the Philippines already, enjoy your Friday. I'm going to now take care of the cats and dogs because they are sitting here all over the place. They're waiting for the evening meal. Thank you so much, everyone. Hope you have a good night, a good weekend, and I'll see you around.